And why do we need those? Because we're going to Powercruise, Queensland.
In today's video, we're at Sydney Drag Race. That was nuts.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. In today's video, we've got some more goodies to put on because we're fitting the electric water pump. And then also, as I figured out, we needed a alternator bracket kit. So the legend himself, Chris Spicer from CS Engineering, has hooked me up with a killer kit that he is making himself. Let's get into it. Let's look at it because these things are freaking killer and they have maximum adjustment, which is what we need. So this little bad boy just here is the CS Engineering alternator bracket kit for an LS. Now he has VE style, like a VE offset and pre-VE offset. The main thing is with this one is instead of having, say, like an offset pulley with a bolt on one side that you got to crank, it just that sooner or later limits how much tension you can put on the belt. So with this one, but you just have tons and tons of room to leverage on it and get as much as you want. So you could wrap the belt over, you can wrap the belt under if you want to get maximum tension, like so you can have maximum surface area on the belt on the alternator if it's slipping at high RPM. Like there's just so many options with this. So we're going to get this bad boy on today as well. And then we're waiting for our radiator still. We're going to have to do a custom belt. So they gave us this belt to then cut a chunk out of so we can see how long it's going to be. And then also, yeah, we've just got all of our fittings in line to plumb it up once we got the radiator. And then I had to get him to make us some custom fittings. So this will be for the water temp, one of those plugs that came out of the housing of the water pump. He just welded it on there and did a really nice, neat job. And then the actual like inlet port, I got him to just weld a -12 AN fitting on the end. So I'm gonna clean these up, gonna fix them, bada bing, bada boom, get them all black. God, nothing beats having a car cover like this. You take it off and just like, the car is just always fresh and brand new. So used to it, just like I say every time, dust in here is crazy. And it's so cool to see, like, instead of it being like that, it's still like this. Oh man, I just love it. So another shout out again to the guys. We got you covered, Australia. They got us covered. How freaking, I don't know how I lived life without a car cover before it, but all right, so got to get that done. Got to get the bonnet secure. And then also need to, I really want to figure out a way to get the back of the bonnet secure. I need something. I can't figure out what. Might just have to take the car to Spicer before Powercruise so that he can like make something up for like the exact same style buttons that we've got just here. These, but I got smaller ones. If we could put them at the back, that'd be mint. And why do we need those? Because we're going to Powercruise, Queensland. So if you guys, I know you guys have been asking for such a long time, and finally we're pulling our fingers out and we are going to Powercruise, Queensland, and we are taking clickbait. So we've only got about 3 weeks or so to get absolutely perfect and get ready. So let's get straight freaking into it. All right, got a nice little lick of paint on the fittings. Now I'll peel the tape off, give it another 10-20 minutes in the sun to dry just to be sure, just to be safe. Then we'll install them on the pump, get the pump installed on the block for the final time, and then sort out this alternator bracket. Alrighty, bada bing, bada boom. Everything's now in. I've got the new alternator kit in, and the epic thing about this is you can see where I've got the pulley placed at the moment. It's on top of the belt, which means you can wrench down on it and push to get tension to get full surface area around as much of this cog as possible on the alternator, so you can't have any slip. You got maximum on the top of the balancer too, so you've just got ultimate surface area. You can really wrench down and crank on it, and then if you also want to, or if you haven't got the space or you need to, you can always run the belt on the top of this pulley and crank on it up to give you tension. That's the way I had it to begin with, but then I genuinely believe I like this better. So I'm gonna run it like this. So now the best bit is about, like, another plus about running the electric water pump is that now there is only one belt, actually two belts. There's now only two belts, including the mechanical pump, but there's not much draw or resistance on that. Now the only other belt that's needed is the alternator. So, I mean, if we lose, besides that, of course, but difference, let's not talk about that one. But like, other than robbing power from the drivetrain with belts and that kind of thing, with accessories, let's just say accessories, that's a better way to put it. Now it's only the alternator, and it used to be if that belt failed, then the engine would cook if it theoretically went out because we wouldn't have any cooling. And the old bolt that used to be in there, and this is what the factory ones look like, but our belt was rubbing on there. So what we had to do was grind down the surface of it. Like we got a hex head bolt, grind down the surface, and I don't know if you can, oh yeah, right there, you can see that the belt would always still rub on it. Now I cut the old belt off, yeah. From the day that the wagon was running, it's ran this belt, this same one. It rubbed through almost instantly right here on this. We thought it was gonna start throwing belts and destroying them and shredding them. Never did. This happened to be the same belt. The same belt, it always ran. Now, throw that in the garbage. I used that belt, cut a bit out of it, got a good rough of what I wanted. And luckily Interparts had the exact size I was looking for, chucked it straight on, boom, 10-second job, done. Now it's looking really good in there now, looking real healthy. Maybe I should get like a Mechman alternator or something, even though they're really expensive, just so that it's black and suits everything else in the engine bay. But yeah, now we just need to wait for the radiator itself. Then once we plug it in, once we get it in there, fans on, I can then plumb it, and then I'll sort out the wiring, because I think I'm going to go from the same loom which the thermo fans run off. I'll run a multimeter to see what the draw is off them. Then I'll look at the relays, look at the fuses, see if adding that to the same button and the same wiring is going to fry it. That's only a 6 amp draw. Now, thermo fans are probably the largest draw out of anything electronically in the car, maybe besides power steering. But I'll measure it, see what the amperage is like, see what the draw is like, and then I might just splice it right in from that. And because the fans will probably come like out to here or thereabout, you won't see if the wiring literally just tucks straight across there and straight into here or something. I'll figure it out so it looks nice, but yeah, that's come along quite nicely. And yeah, I guess prep for Queensland Powercruise is well underway.
There's nothing that we got in common. I've been out grinding and hustling, investing this paper, got tired of eating that ramen. All of my music be heat, I ain't missing a beat. I've been blessed with impeccable timing. Watch all them people who friendly, it turn into envy whenever they see that